Yes. We are live. Who is there already and who is excited? What we're talking about today is very interesting. Interesting because we don't really pay a lot of attention to it, and because we don't pay attention to it, it's when it is it boomerang now or backfires. Everybody is wondering what happened, what went wrong, and all of the things that we say. And just like we say the things that we say, by now, we know that nothing happens by chance. So it's either we're directly prepared or we are not prepared. And of course, when we are not prepared, we should be ready to bear the consequences of what not being prepared brings about. But before I go into the full discourse, good evening from wherever you're watching from. Please give me a moment. Let me reposition this chair. Yeah, seems it's better this way. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. All right, my name is Funmilola Williams. I am the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Teens Academy. It is an online academy for girls, and I am that girl coach that you want to trust as a girl child. Trust me, we've been on this for a while now. So if you have any girl, please, from ages 8 to 18, we have an online curriculum for them. Everything we do is strictly online, but trust me, there are proofs that follow. Watch it Academy on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can check us out to see the things that we do. By just in case this is your first time of coming across this channel, I'm glad to have you. I'm glad that you are here. And today, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about something that is very important. But as important as it is, parents don't give it the due cognizance that it deserves. And I've seen things along this line, and that's why I said, okay, let's have this conversation. All right, teaching sibling bonding to your teenage girls. Dear parents, I beg you, if there's something you must not do, never assume. As a matter of fact, we are watching live right now. The first thing I want you to put in the comment section is never assume that your teenagers, your kids will, automatically bond. Never assume that. If you're watching me, please put that in the comment section. Never assume that your teenagers will automatically bond, especially if they are girls. It is dangerous, it is very dangerous to assume that because you give birth to them, they are going to just bond, click, and then everything is going to be fine. That's a very dangerous assumption to make. Of course, you know by now that this life does not work on assumption. This life work on principles, on precepts, on doing the right things, and then and ensuring that the right things are done part time. So if you do not put the system in place for your teenagers to bond, trust me, by the time they grow and leave your home, you wonder whether you're the one that brought them together or separately. Of course, have you ever wondered about the story of Cain and Abel? Because I have taken time to really think about it. Unfortunately, maybe when we get to heaven, well, the Bible says that when we get to heaven, our knowledge shall be made perfect. But maybe when we get to heaven, I really like to ask, I would really like to know what happened, between Adam and Eve, what they did wrong or what they did not do, or what they did right or what they did not do right. I'm wondering because unfortunately the only introduction you have to them is that God told them, "Go and bring me this, go and bring me that," and then Cain brought out of what he was a farmer. He brought out of the things stuff that he was planting, and then Abel brought out of he was a shepherd, and then he brought the Bible calls it the first fruit offering, the fattest rather of his ram, of his everything that it was shepherding, and then he brought them and then made them as a sacrifice unto the Lord. And of course, it is recorded that God frowned on Cain's sacrifice, but he did what he accepted Abel's own. And of course, Cain wasn't happy, and God still asked him, Cain, what is the matter? Why are you carrying a long face? If you're carrying a long face up and down, and there's anger in your heart, watch it. Sin is not so far from you. God still gave me heads on and all of that. But that's the way I'm going. Where I'm going is that, why is it possible? Is it rational that it is just that singular occurrence that happened and then Cain slew Abel? I think not. I think that was a peak. I think that things had been happening that Adam and Eve had not been paying attention to. And I think that it's as though Adam had preferred it, it's because it's not rational, it's not logical, it's not plausible that just that random, that random situation, that random scenario, and then the next thing Cain is going to scheme of how to kill his own brother. It's not logical. It must have piled up a build up of something that the parents didn't watch. So, as I was preparing for this class, that's the scenario that just kept playing in my mind. That it is not possible, that it is just that singular scenario is what happened. And then Cain decided to slay to kill his own brother. So please, these are the first siblings, yeah. And then if this happened to them, there are various examples. Have you seen Leah and Rachel? That's another one that is scary. I want to believe that they were at war up until Leah's sister, is it Rachel now? Up until Rachel died. I want to strongly assume so. That means they never made peace. They never ever made peace. Have you seen Joseph and his brothers? Have you seen them? So that's, I said these things as a preview, so that you don't just assume that because, after, the African parents are very funny like that. We just go, after all, I gave this one this breast, I gave this one, there's this one collected breast, the other one took the breast, and you are saying as though giving breast and not giving breast is the basis for these things. No, don't assume that your siblings, your children rather, will have a bond just because you're their parents. That's why I give you examples of this. That's why I give you these examples. I'm sure if you take your time to do your own research, you will also see siblings that are sworn enemies. They didn't set out to be like that. Definitely something happened along the line, and that is the conversation I want us to have this evening. All right. Number one thing to do if you must teach this bonding, if you not assume, if you not just parent by assumption and just think, they are siblings and automatically they're going to love each other, they're going to like each other. Number one, you have to let them understand that the family is a safety plan. Yeah, let them feel that sense of safety. Let them feel that sense. You are the one to teach deliberately. You teach it intentionally as far as when they are young, when they are growing up. Let them understand that in this family there is safety. In this family we have each other's back. In this family we are one. So begin to preach it, begin to live it, begin to act it. So much so that is how they grow up. I hope that my younger sister should be on this stream at some point. My earliest memories were of my younger sister and I playing hide and seek behind our bed. We had a bed. We used to live in a room and parlor self-contained then, and then there was this bed that we the girls were sleeping and our mom was sleeping in the other one. So that bed, those were my earliest memories. Somehow it never left my head. Somehow, no matter what happens, no matter where I go, no matter what I have become, I am never able to forget that that's where I was coming from. So a place of safety. What are you teaching? Are your kids aware? Are your teenagers aware that the family is a safety plan? So the family is not where they feel intimidated. The family is not where they feel shrunken. The family is not where they feel unheard. Rather, the family is a safety plan. Everybody's safety plan. The world is hard. The world is harsh. You know, a lot of things happen. But let your own kids know that in this place we have each other's back. In this place we stick together. In this place, the way we say we ride or we ride, no other option. So teach it intentionally, teach it deliberately, teach it purposefully and meaningfully. So you don't pitch, parents do it and then they're not even aware that they're doing it. Don't pitch your kids against each other. Don't. If you do, it will come back to roast, and you are the one that you would wish that you had done differently. Don't pitch your kids against each other. Don't say things to make one dislike the other. Don't bring one down before the other. Don't bring one down to make another one feel up. And then don't use the weakness or the whatever of one to make them feel like they're not as good as their mates or as their brother or their sister. You have to let them understand that no matter what, and all of them are in your lives for a reason. I say go back to the story of Cain and Abel. I want to strongly believe That's why I said we're going to ask when we really get to heaven. I want to strongly believe that there must have been some sort, body posture, body language. There must have been some sort of language from the parents, Adam and Eve. So much so that somewhere in the head of Cain is thinking, I think they prefer Abel to me. It must have been there, and then it's been nurtured. And how does those kind of things happen? Happens from the parents, from the treatment you give. They can see, they can know. Kids read these things, even if you never come out to say it with your mouth. They read your actions, they read your innuendo, they read the nuances of your body, they read all of these things. And then you won't know. But what you are doing is you are starting a cold war when you begin to pitch them against each other. I'm sure that Eve never wished, Eve never prayed, Eve never hoped that our sons, yeah, I exactly. Thank you. My favorite is I don't have a favorite. You shouldn't. No parent should. No parent should, whether by conduct, whether by by deliberate action, whether by inaction. You shouldn't. No child must be favored above the other. You are pitching them against each other. You are making them. When you do that, what you're doing is you're pitch on, but you don't even know that's what you're doing. It will come back later when they have grown and they begin to hear statements like, "I should be your daddy's favorite." Then you go and sort it. Then that time when you hear this kind of things, it begins to break at the heart. So, dear parents, please let them understand that the family is a place of safety. They must first of all understand that. If there's anything I grew up with, it is with the as I'm talking to you right now, my mindset about my family remains that no matter what happens, no matter what goes right, no matter what goes wrong, my family stands. My family stands. But I've seen people that no matter what happens, no matter what goes wrong, the last place to go is the family. But the family is a place of safety. That is what you should begin to deliberately, intentionally teach to your girls. Let them understand that the family is a safety plan. Beyond is my brother, is my sister. It should go to the level of, if the sky were to fall right now, my family is gonna hold me. So that's what you should teach. So teach them to watch out for each other. Teach them they should always, if you have a boy and there's a girl, the boy should watch out for the girl always. So that's why it becomes an edge of protection around her until her husband comes for her. And then that is when, even long after you're gone, you begin to. Have you seen? Of course, you must have seen. Have you seen siblings that their parents died and that was the end of their relationship? I have seen it. Have you seen? So we must not. We can't even begin to gloss over this conversation. We can't even begin to pretend like it doesn't exist. We can't even pretend like it's not happening. It is happening. So your family, let your children understand that the family is a safety plan. Of course, you all know what the safety plan is. If there's everything goes wrong, the only place that's not going to go wrong is the family. See, at a point in my journey in life, the only, not really only per se, but amongst the people that were standing to say, see, if the sky wants to fall, let it fall. We are here. Is my family. So you don't want to know what relief that one was for me. So begin to, so you have, if it means that you have to take it, what I do is I take these things as courses to my daughter. We sit down and then we have this conversation, we write down, and we take notes about this is it. This is part of my legacy I'm transferring to you. So that's what you need to understand. So, dear parents, please let your kids understand, all of them. And of course, if it's a safety plan, that means everybody work together for the safety of that family. Everybody is working together to ensure that the safety is not disintegrated. So that is what you want to sell to your children. That is what you want to sell to your kids. So that when you leave, don't forget we'll not be here forever. Don't forget we'll not be here to guide our kids forever. So that when you leave, they can move from where it is that you have stopped. So that's the number one thing you need to do to build this thing. You have to let them understand that the family is a safety plan. The number two thing you need to do, you have to take the family system as a place of accountability. See, this one, I'm going to dwell on it because it's very, very important. See what the society has become these days. See what is happening in the world today. Everybody, the song everybody is singing is, I do what I like, nobody can question me, nobody can do this, nobody can do that, everybody is doing what everybody likes. Nobody wants to be held accountable. Where did you think it starts from? Where? The family. So your siblings have your kids have to understand that the family is a place of accountability. You have to teach it. So nobody does anyhow here. Nobody behaves anyhow here. You teach it. If you don't teach it, it's not going to jump on them. They won't just suddenly know what accountability is. They won't suddenly want to be held accountable. And imagine, and that is what has happened to a lot of people. They grew out of their homes without having a system of accountability. No one, the dad, the mom, the siblings, everyone made them, they believe that they can do anything and be anything. And those kind of people go into the society, and then they see a woman and then they marry the woman, or they see a man and then they marry the man, and then they get married, and then the man says, "Oh, where are you coming from?" They say, "How dare you ask me that question? Why? Nobody has ever asked him." And then it goes something like, why do you, how dare you question me? How dare you ask me? How dare you this? Nobody can ask me. You cannot talk. Because why? Because he's not used to it. Because he's not used to where he's coming from. Of course, no one will ask him. I remember the particular year, and then my other sister was about getting married. She did not watch this stream. And then I said to her, I said, this, and this, and this. It's going to be, if you're not careful, it will be seen as this, and this, and this. Even though she flew up, even though she didn't like what I said. But at that point, I was, whether she liked it or not, I was the one she was accountable to. And I thought that if you can continue to do this kind of thing, this is the connotation it's going to have outside. And even though she did, or she fought, whatever, but she came back to understand that what I was saying, I was just trying to provide accountability. I'm not trying to, outshine or out trouble or whatever. So you have to teach your kids that the family system is a place of accountability. So everyone here, no one, so, and they're going to look at you, they're going to see. For example, if your husband says to you that, okay, what do you think about what, you go, please don't question me. They're watching. They're watching. Or your wife says to you, what do you think, or why is this? Nobody can question. I have seen. I am not just bringing these things up. I have seen them. And then the kids are watching. So of course, when they are still younger, they may not, they may not be able to stand up to you. But one day they're going to be as tall as you are, and then you ask them something, and they go, "Don't ask me." Haven't you seen kids that they will be somewhere? They will be somewhere. They know that they should be home. This is a particular time I should be home. But you will hear them saying like, "Nobody can, I can get home anytime I like." I have seen people behave that irresponsibly while still not their parents. Why? They didn't start early. So there's no accountability system. Everybody feels that they can behave, and that is what is ripping the fabric of society apart. Because why? A lot of people that have no concept of no concept of accountability, no concept of of family values, no concept of what matters. Everybody, all of them, they're in the society. Everybody's just going. Everybody's just going. And then, yeah, we're wondering why marriages are being torn apart. We're wondering why people are being scattered. We're wondering a lot of things. This is where it starts from. So let your kids understand. Let them understand that the family is a place of accountability. Let me now tell you another thing about accountability. This safety I first talked about, it provides this safety. When my younger sister, let me tell you what my mom did. I am like 5 years older than my younger sister. So she said to me, and then my elder sister is like, I think, a year older than I am. And then she said to the two of us together, she said to us that whatever you do is what this one that is after you is watching. She didn't have to say more than that. Just that now I know that if I have other kids, I will not really structure, I will structure it, I will put a system in place for proper accountability better than what they did. But I've always told us our parents did the best they knew how to do. So that alone rang in my ears. That alone rang in my head. Because I know that whatever happens, there's someone watching. That's reverse accountability. So I couldn't afford to mess up. I couldn't afford to just be everywhere. I couldn't afford to just do everything anyhow. I couldn't afford to just, because there's somebody watching. Reverse accountability. Same thing for her. She also knows that, hey, my sisters have gone ahead though. So what I can do is just do better. I can't do below. So that's what they call a system of accountability. And that thing, what he did was that it made us answerable to each other. So no matter what, till today, no matter what they say, what, it's just a phone call. Girl, what's up? Now? Let this head straight now. Because that was what we were used to. That was what we understood. So your kids, your siblings, they need to understand that they don't own themselves. The family is not a place where everybody behaves like sheep without shepherd. You need to let them understand this. They can't be behaving like sheep. It can't come out from it can't come out from their mouth for them to say, don't ask, don't question me. That statement is a very dangerous statement made by people that, you know, let me not say what it is. Anyone that says to you, don't question me, and then you are raising the person is being raised in a family system is very dangerous. So there has to be an accountability system. Let them understand it. So teach them, and where you start from is a family. The family is a place of accountability. Then the next thing you want to teach them, teach siblingship as the basis for trust and lasting friendship. Please, basis for trust and lasting friendship. My sisters were first my friends before I started making friends. That's the truth. At the time, I thought that, my sister, I thought, especially my younger sister, I thought that maybe she was my best friend. But as I grew up, I realized the need to, to deliberately have friends. So beyond sisterhood, there is friendship. So the place to teach this thing is also in the family system. You have to teach it. So if your teenagers are constantly at loggerheads, you have work to do. Because don't let them leave your home like that. Don't. The problem is if they leave your home like that, that is the memory they would have. And when you're much grown, they wouldn't want to come back. Trust me on that. They wouldn't. Before everybody left, blah blah, this one went, this one went away. We gathered, back at my mom's and this and that. And because all of the things that we thought we'd forgotten, we brought them out. So how are you gonna do this? How are you gonna do the siblingship between them to be a basis for trust and lasting friendship? It is on you. It is on you. I strongly believe. I don't know why it's so seriously impressed upon my mind that Cain and Abel. I strongly believe that they were pitted against each other. I strongly believe so, and that's why it was easy for Cain to just see one opportunity, say, "Oh, this is someone that I've been looking to to treat the person's fuck up," like we say in Nigeria. This is the person I've been looking for a way to deal with, and he really dealt with his brother. He really, really dealt with his brother. So beyond my brother, beyond my sister, if you see your brother as your friend, would you want to harm them? Would you want to hurt them? So you must know what you're going to do in your home that will make your kids come together. Find out what they all enjoy to do together. Find out, this is what this one likes. This is what this one likes. Then look for a way to make to make it a part of your family routine and tradition, so that there's something that they can connect with. So something that the two of them there'll be a basis for them to come to the center. And gradually, what are they doing? They're forming trust, they're forming friendship. They're forming trust, they're forming friendship. And that is the mindset with which they will go out. I've always said it. I said I've never, when people come to social media to say things like, is woman that is telling you of woman. This is another things that they say. I said, I have never had that experience. I am being sincere. I've never had it. I've never had friends that will backstab, that will snitch, I have never. That's never been my experience. Why? Because right from my home, my sisters were I had learned how to be a friend. So for you to start saying a backstab, a front stab, or whatever, have I learned how to be a friend? So if I've learned how to be a friend, it is just normal that I'm going to attract my likes. I'm going to attract people that are like me. So this is where you start from. Let them be friends. So it's not healthy when all the time. I know that there'll be sibling skirmish here and there, but it should not be that should be the exception. That shouldn't be it should be the exception. It should be the exception. So you want to work on how to ensure that your kids, whether they are girls, they are girl, boys, but especially because I'm focusing more on girls. They are the ones to ensure how they're going to be together, and then everyone will have something that they all look forward to doing together. That's how trust is formed. I've said to us already, let them do chores together, let them find the activities that they enjoy doing together, or you sit them down to ask them, what do you enjoy doing? Okay, so today we'll do what you enjoy, then tomorrow we'll do what she enjoys. What are you trying to do? You're trying to build trust, you're trying to build lasting friendship. You're trying to build trust and lasting friendship. That's what you're trying to do. Not for now. There's someone that I respect so much. The person you say that, you don't say that, everything is good, my cool with my family, everything is okay, everything is fine. Don't say it while you are still alive. It is when you're long gone, when you are no longer here, then are your kids still able to, to still be like this? That is the conversation. I have seen siblings that if they are together in the same room, they can't stand each other's presence. I have seen it. I have seen siblings where they are together, they can't hold civil conversation together. By virtue of my work, by virtue of my work, my course, my profession, by virtue of what I do, I have seen. You hear things like, never, I can't ever sit to have conversation with this person. They are not step. They are not step. They are not step. So you begin to wonder, how did he get this bad? Where did he get this bad? What happened? Just because the foundation was ignored. It was ignored. So, dear parents, please teach the sibling as basis for trust. Let them understand what trust is. Let them understand as young as they are, never to betray each other. Teach them. Watch out for each other. So for example, the older one comes back from school, and then you ask, where is your sister? Say, I don't know. The way God said to Cain, say, where is it? Say, I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? So let's teach them there to be each other's keeper. That's where trust is formed. That's where trust is formed. That's where friendship is formed. And that is the mind with which they will approach the world. That is the mind with which they will meet people. That is the mind with which they will see people. So, dear parents, this is on us. It's on us. It's not going to jump on them. They're not going to love themselves automatically. Imagine a sanguine and a choleric, and then you want them to love automatically. They will have issues. Why? Because the personality of a sanguine is so different from the personality of a choleric or phlegmatic or a mixture of any of them. So these things will not just happen. We have people that siblings that will say, I know I can't this is just an example. I can't, if I'm eating, for example, I'm eating now, and say, let me taste your food. We have some students that will say, no, I can't, don't use the spoon that you have used to eat. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Don't use it. I can't eat somebody else's mouth, something like that. So their temperaments are different. So the things they do are different. So don't assume because you just gave birth to them, because you are the one that conceived the two of them in the same womb, then they are 5 and 6. That's a deadly assumption to make. It is a deadly assumption to make. All right, the next thing that you need to do as a parent that want your siblings to bond together, you need to teach relationship as a place of discovery. I'm going to tell you what I mean a bit. Discovery. It was my younger sister that first discovered that, for me, that's me, yeah. So it was my younger sister that first discovered that, for me, no, there are these things you can do them effortlessly. My other sister will be like, oh, I know someone that can do this effortlessly. Why? Because they've known me all my life. I know, recently, yeah. So I was in a training, and then the trainer said to us that people that have been close to us for a long time, we should reach out to them. They should feel some kind of memo about us and what they think about us. And when I sent to my sisters, I sent my two sisters. I have two sisters. I sent to my two sisters, then I sent to people that have known me. People that have known me in 5 years, people that have known me in 4 years, people that have known me in 10 years, people that have known me in 30 years. People that, just to get a wide opinion. Do you know the most accurate are the ones that my sisters said? Why? Because we lived together. So it's a place of discovery. So you will be surprised the talents, the potentials, everything that is hidden that will come out when your children are interacting together. When your children are on teamwork together, when your children are on activities together, you'll be shocked at the things that will come out. So the sibling system is a place of discovery of strength, discovery of potential, discovery of talent, discovery of, things to build on. Things to build on. That is the place. That is the place. So if you don't say these things to them, how are they going to know? If you don't have these conversations with them, how are they going to know? Like I said, nothing jumps on anybody except what we deliberately search out, except what we deliberately look out for. So let them leave them. Give them opportunity. The time I like the most is when I'm able to be there together with just watch, just observe, and just be able to pick out certain things. These are the times that I love the most. So that's what you should. So let them understand that the siblingship system is a place of discovery. It's a place of discovery. Conversely, imagine if Joseph, the brothers that used to dream. Just imagine for a second that they were not the way they were. And don't forget, they are the way they are because of the things that Jacob had done. That's it. They are the first ones to know that this guy he dreams. Oh, he dreams because how did they know? Because he told them. Place of interaction. So as they interact, they get to know. As they interact, they don't come and say, hey, "Mommy, I think that this person can do this. So, mommy, I think this person can do this." So leverage on that for collective growth for your children. Leverage on it. So don't say things to them like, if you guys cannot play together, then go. Let everybody go. No, 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 don't say that to them. Rather, let them understand that you must learn how you must play together. You must learn how you must tolerate each other. You must learn it. It is in that place that is when the discovery is going to come up. That's what they're going to know a lot. When people are relaxed, when people are, when their guards are completely down, everything that is inside begins to, come out. So that's where they're going to know. So it is in that siblingship that if there's anyone like that anyway, that's where it's a place of discovery for them. Make it a place of discovery for them. So just imagine for a second. Imagine for a second that your kids are together. Then this one's able to come to say, "Mommy, I think that this person is good in this aspect. I think, a lot of times my sisters, especially the younger ones, when they want to say, "Oh, you've never had an issue with this kind of thing," and I'm like, "Oh, that's true, that's true." And when I think about it, really, I'm like, "Oh, really? I have never really." And there are things I'm also able to say. For example, now I'm gonna say to my sisters that they are more when it comes to mathematics and all of that, the two of them are much more better than I. So I'm able to say to anyone that, "Oh, these ones, forget it. This is where this person's strength is. This is where this person's strength is." How did that come? It's from interacting with each other. It's from knowing each other. So I know the way they'll say, someone like, the back of your hand. Yes, discovery. That's what it is about. And it's going to come when they're interacting together. And then the more then, of course, you know that when you feel somebody knows about you, when you feel somebody knows you, there's a certain level of connection you feel with the person. Definitely, Definitely, So that even whenever that person is misconstruing you, whenever that person is misunderstanding you, or whenever that person is trying to talk you down or bring you down or whatever, these ones that know you, they keep pushing, they keep rooting because they know the things that it is that you're capable of doing. So please teach these things to them. Let them understand there's a place of so let them learn to tolerate each other until they have no choice. Until they have no choice than to just know, oh, this person, this person is in my neck, I'm in her neck. You know, it's just like a bone that's in the throat of a dog. You can't swallow it, you can't bring it out. So we had better begin to warm up to each other. I have seen siblings that they stay in the same place, in the same town, yeah, and they don't get to speak for 1 year, 2 years. I think that's okay. I think that's normal. I've seen siblings that they stay together and then the parent comes to one person's house and then they don't go to the other person's house. And then the one that did not come to his house gets to hear and she goes, "Oh," then everybody starts to, and all sort of ugly, ugly things starts to occur. It didn't just start on that day, it started long ago. Long ago. So please ensure that you're not that parent. So the next thing you need to teach sibling relationship as a basis for interdependency. How do I mean? Interdependency. As they are growing together, one is strong, this one can do this one, this one can do this one, this one can do this one. So the one that can do this one, you bring him in. Okay, you're very versatile in the kitchen. Okay, you cook. So you can sort the house, you sort the house. You can do this, you do this. Then everybody learns to, begins to give their own quota to the running of the home. And as the more they do that, it progresses with them. So it's not they see the bigger picture. So it's not about just them. 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 So they are able to give allowance for others. They're able to give allowance for their sibling that is not as gifted or as whatever with them in another area. So interdependency, all of us were made for each other. Nobody is an island. No, we all need each other. We all need each other. So if I need certain things now, I know where to go. If I want certain things, I know who to call out of my sisters. I know who to ask. Interdependency. We need each other. We need each other. We need each other. I was trying to do research and trying to find out what it is that siblings do, that even after they have left the home, they still get to stay in touch. The people I spoke with, the few people that I've spoken with, these are the things that was coming out of that conversation, things they've been doing together, memories that they have built together. I just told you of the ones I can't forget with my sister. I remember that the play as a child, the play I played the most were the ones I played with my sisters. And sometimes when we get on the phone, that's the only thing we talk about. And we know the silly things we've done, the cheeky things we've done, and then all of that. There's something that is always joining us together at the center. So no matter how pissed I am, or no matter how anyone is pissed, no matter how whatever it is, there's still something that bring us back together. Because what unites us is more than what separates us. What unites us is more than what separates us. So interdependency. So because you know what? Let me tell you, you never know. I wish I could say this in Yoruba. They'll say among my people that you don't know which one is gonna be I don't want to say in Yoruba, but they say things like you don't know which one is gonna be a child, quote and unquote. So just raise all of them. Just rear all of them. You don't know which one is going to come to the rescue of one. And it doesn't mean that one child is lesser than the other. No, no. Interdependency. So where I'm weak, you bring me up. Where I am up, I bring you to myself. So everybody is balanced. Have you seen siblings that they say, oh, one of them is very rich, and other ones are looking tattered, looking whatever, and you begin to wonder what's going on here. Have you seen? Because I have seen. I have seen where the focus is just unfortunately the parents, it is the one quote and unquote that they believe is doing so well. That is the only one they focus all of their attention on. So don't bring that into the siblingship journey of your kids. Don't bring it into it. Let them understand that we are for each other. We are for each other. We stand for each other. We stand by each other. We are interdependent on each other. You don't have it all. I don't have it all. And then together, we keep rolling. So nobody has this eye view of himself that no, if not for me, if not for me, I don't know how they're going to cope. If not, no. So it's going to be if not for our collective effort. Because the problem is with this kind of things that as you grow, these things, if the gap is too wide, it becomes difficult to wedge it. That's the problem with this kind of things. When you just let them, when you just let them feel that, oh, I'm all by myself, whatever it is, I don't care about anybody, as long as I am okay, me, myself, and my family, and that is it. So let them learn interdependency early. I have seen siblings that are not able to rely on each other. And I'm wondering, where is that coming from exactly? How did they happen? How did they get there? And I remember Cain and Abel again. So don't say these things cannot happen. Don't say it's not impossible, because at least we have seen the possibility. I'm going to talk about the story of Leah and Rachel in a bit. Two sisters from this, and then the enmity was to death. And I'm sure Laban, let's go and ask, Laban's hand must be there. The Bible said that and Leah was not fair to look upon. Oh, Rachel was so fair to look upon. And you're beginning to wonder, is it Leah's fault? So I want to believe somewhere along the line they've been telling her you're ugly, you're this, you're that. And that's why they had to even package her. They had to package her. Poor Leah. I really, really feel for her. Package her to a man that didn't love her. A man that slept with her but didn't love her. And then, do you know the agony? Seeing your sister, seeing that your sister is the beloved, your sister is the, do you get? Your sister is the beloved, your sister is the sought after, your sister is, and you begin to wonder, what did I do? What did I not do? Imagine. So are we now surprised? Why are we surprised? That the other guys plotted against the kids of Rachel? Come on, it's been on. The enmity has been on. It's just been silent. It's just been silent. So these are the conversations that we need to have. The next thing that we have to talk about is you have to teach sibling relationship and connection. Sibling relationship and connection is very, very important. I mentioned it earlier. Let them do things together. You yourself as the parent, do things together with them. They will remember it. See, there are times I've gotten so, what's the word now? Disenchanted about things. I'll be like, Gosh. But I remember my family. I remember a few other things. And I was like, okay, let's move. We can move. Because why? There's this strong connection I feel with them. There's this strong connection. I know that if anything happens, it's going to have a negative effect. It's going to have a negative effect on them. So what do I do? So okay, if I need to get strength, I get strength. If I need to, whatever I need to do, I need to do. If I need to reach out to them, I reach out to them. If I need to, whatever I need to do so that I can move. Siblingship and connection, it won't jump on them. It will not jump on them automatically because they are connected. Because you gave birth to them together. They gave birth to Leah and Rachel together. They gave birth to Cain and Abel together. They gave birth to, which other people did I remember the other time? They gave birth to them together. So imagine the kids of Joseph and his brothers too. So if you're still thinking that this conversation, oh, it cannot happen, please may it not happen to us. I have seen siblings that are just waiting for their parents to die. They are not step. They are not step, but they are waiting for their parents to, because why? The only fabric joining them together is the parents. And once the parents go, that is the end. That is the end. Have you seen people that their children can't go? For example, now my daughter cannot go to my sister's house. Have you seen? If you have seen, please let me comment, because I have seen. They say no. And I have seen siblings that they don't talk for years. And you say, are you alone? I say, no, I'm not alone. Say, why you not? I say, no, I just don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be by myself. So these things are conversations that happen. There are things that happen. So let there be something. Let there be whatever it is. Maybe if you have to go and sit down to think about it, please go and think about it. That what can my kids be doing together? That even when they leave my house, they are not going to forget. I can count so many. I have had the experience of me and my sisters, funny going to buy things together, and then we give. And I was very lazy. I think I'm still very lazy. And then we'll give she'll give me gap. Yeah, she'll give me gap. Say, okay, you run. She'll give me gap. Then she'll see run and be faster than me and still get them before me. One of the she's still bearing one of the wounds from the run, on her knee till today. While she was running, she fell. And then we have had times where we'll go to the market together. And we have had things that were done together. So many things that were done together. So no matter what she does to me, and then no matter how big she is today, or no matter how big I am today, I remember those that are like, oh, she is my sister. Like, she is my sister. And that settles it. For a long time, I wasn't talking to my elder sister. I hope that she's not listening to me right now. Something happened. I just said, I'm not going to say anything to you for now. I one day I just nobody, and then my mom had tried to talk, and then, and this and that. I said, no, I feel this. And one day by myself, I just carried my face, said, hey. And then she said, she, are you done? Are you done being angry? Because I thought of when all of it is said and done, she is my sister. So there's something that joins us. I know I said it, and if you're listening, I'd like you to put in the comment section that what joins us together is much more than what separates us. So please, and even if it's not about your siblings, if it's about you, if there's anything you need to mend with your siblings, please also see this as an opportunity. Let me tell you, in my parenting plan with my child, there are a list of trusted adults that I know that if I die today, they will care for my daughter as though it's were their own. Who did you think made the first few numbers? Your guess is as good as mine. That if I know that if anything happens to me today, they were gonna pick my daughter and then do my daughter as though it's their own daughter. So these things are valid conversations. Some people can't send their children to go to their sisters. I did not say family, I said sister. Because there's nothing. Because the moment everybody left the house, that was the end. The moment everybody graduated, the moment everybody prayed and managed to graduate and left the house, that was the end. Come on. Find something to connect your kids together. If you need to sit, if you need to prayerfully sit, if you need to go and find out, if you need to go and watch each child, like really watch them, like, okay, what does this child like? How can I bring this child into the life of this child? Is your work. That's the work that you have to do. I'm trying to imagine how Eve felt when Cain killed Abel. Have you thought of it for once? Like you actually carried something, and then you roast the head of your younger brother. Come on. How bad does it get? And have we not seen siblings that have set each other up? Then you begin to wonder what happened. Where did their parents miss it? Or some of us too. What is the relationship with our siblings? This is time to, evaluate the conversations and begin to do what we need to do. All right. The next thing we need to teach them, we need to teach sibling relationship as a platform for forgiveness. Platform for forgiveness. You need to teach it. Sibling relationship, as I am right now, there's nothing that my sisters can do that I cannot forgive. Nothing. I might be doing, but if push comes to shove, and then there's a need for something, I'm gonna drop everything I am doing and run to my sisters. Trust me. Because why? It's simple. They're my sisters. It's that simple. It's that simple. So teach it. Teach the sibling relationship as a platform for forgiveness. So please, if you notice anything now, address it. Address it. Sit them down. Call them together. Address it, and ensure that whatever it is, forgiveness is sought, and then it is truly given. So that when you leave, this teaching, yeah, it's not for immediate now. It is for years to come, when we're not that vibrant. Don't forget, we won't always be able to shout at them. No, I order you. When they're much younger, if the two of them are having a misunderstanding, you can just say, "Go and hug that one. Go and hug that one." Please, oh, do you want to force a 50-year-old adult, or you want to force 50-year-old adults to hug each other? Is it possible? Is this possible? It is not possible. So begin to teach it from now. So because forgiveness is forgiveness, whether it's big, whether it's small. So if they learn to forgive now, no matter what happens, they will still be able to give that allowance. No matter what happens, they will still be able to give that allowance. They'll still be able to give the allowance, and then they begin to like, okay, it's okay, and talk about it, and then move from there. So that when we're no longer there, they're able to move. Don't forget, everything we're doing about our kids is about them moving when we're not there. It's about them doing better than us. It's about them, the mistakes that we made, they avoiding it, and then they living their lives to the full without nothing hindering them, nothing disturbing them. So that's what it is for. So you need to teach sibling relationship as a platform for forgiveness. So how are they going to learn the forgiveness when that even you, the parents, they do something today, 3 years later, you're still talking about it? Because, and unfortunately, the thing we don't understand is that these people that were raising together in the same place, we're raising them together, yeah, they're siblings, you're raising them together, but they will leave your home one day. They're going to be wives to some people, they're going to be husbands to some people. That's when it begins to show. That's when it begins to show. And then you see people that will say, I don't forgive, I can't forgive. And then you're wondering where they are from. You're wondering who gave birth to them, who raised them, who was their brother, who was their sister. Human being saying, I can't forgive, I don't forgive. This person is like, I can't forgive. Of course, he doesn't forgive because he's holding his siblings too. He's holding his siblings in his mind. In the prison in his heart. It's only God that knows how many people are locked there. I can't forgive. I don't forgive. Yet they were raised in a home. So please, dear parents, teach that this sibling thing we're talking about is a platform. See, let me not lie to you. I hope that my sister is watching this. I hope that my other sister is watching this stream. Me and her, we have head-butted severally. Head-butted severally, and I'll be like, I'm just done. I know when I say I'm done, somewhere in my mind, I know that I'll still be that, but you know that you can't be done. And as I'm saying I'm done, she's saying she's done. And then she goes, one day she goes, I'm calling you because they say I should say, don't call me now. And before you know it, the people that were not there the people that were there when we were fighting, when we make up, when we finish the fight, then they won't be there again. I hope she gets to really watch this too, because she would know exactly what I'm saying. You know? So it's a platform. So what can my sisters do? What? So this is time to begin to teach it. Don't be saying to one that, what you did was too bad. Yes, it's bad, but can you not aggravate it? Can you try and preach forgiveness, and then you begin to preach, look for ways to exchange. It's just not about, it's just not about condemning a particular behavior. It's about, okay, how do I exchange this behavior with a more positive one? How do I exchange behavior with a more positive one? So it's a platform for forgiveness. And the beauty of this is that if these people that relate with this, they relate together like this is the same. I don't know whether you're getting my point. This is exactly how they're going to go into the world. This is the same mind they're going to go into the world with. So then imagine if everyone takes this assignment seriously from our homes. So we're going to have healthy people. Healthy, you know what I mean by healthy? Mentally healthy, psychologically healthy people that are able to carry on relationships. Because why? They're coming from a stable place. But when they're coming from a place where they say, no, I can never trust anybody, not even my sibling. I don't know how people say those things. I don't know how they say it. I don't know what you're talking about. What that means that the fact that this person is my sibling means that the person will literally take his or neck for me, because that's how I was raised. Let the person now come to say, no, I can't. Then I will know, but it's fine. So platform, siblingship is a platform for forgiveness. Whatever it is that you're noticing, please let there be no grudges among your kids. Whatever you do, don't say they are young, don't say, oh, it doesn't matter. Please, everybody agrees that kids don't forget. So if we agree that kids don't forget, then we should know that we'll take this in seriously. Don't take sides. Address the issue. Solve the issue. Let the forgiveness be sought. Let it be given. Then let everyone move. All right. The next thing we need to teach them is that we need to teach sibling relationship as a platform for mentorship. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I already said it while speaking. My younger sister, everything that had to do with a lot of I had to be the one directly responsible. Till today, if my mother wants to say something, she's gonna call me to say, call your sister. So there's a mentorship system in place. So till this evening as I'm talking, no matter what happens, anything is going whatever, my mother is gonna say, call your sister. And then if it has to do with me, my mother is gonna say to my other sister, call your sister. So there's a main so even though it wasn't well defined, but I knew, by virtue of grace and learnings here and there, I am able to understand that that was a mentorship system that my mother put in place. That's what she put in place. So no one is able to, veer off. No one is able to, no matter your temperament, you can't veer off, because if this one is bringing you here, this one is bringing you here, then you just have to align. You just have to align. So siblingship and mentorship. In short, I think there's a course that my coach taught us a longer time ago about how that you can even make your work easier as parents. So if there's a gap between your firstborn and your lastborn now, begin to use that gap wisely now. Begin to push the last one into following after the first one, and whoever it is that is before. Gap between my younger sister and myself has collapsed. So now we're able to relate as friends. But there were times when I had to instruction. So today, does that mean that if there is a place for instruction, I'm not going to give? I hope you understand what smart. We'll take advantage of it. If there's a gap between the younger and the older, or if it's two you have, there's three you have, begin to know how you want to work together with those time, so that your work is easier. So that the one that is looking, okay, my sister is doing this or my brother is doing. So while I was in university, I would while I was in university when I was at the law school, I would go to our university. Just the way my mother was going to visit her, I would be the one doing that. I would go to our university. In short,